Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to present to you all today on navigating high-level leadership through empowering those around you and talking about leadership and management. My name is Allie Klein. I'm the president of Indiana University Dance Marathon, and I really wanted to focus on this today because as leaders in Dance Marathon, we're not only managing people and managing our organization, but we're also focused on motivating and inspiring them. And where this all crosses can be really hard to navigate, while we're also focusing on the longevity of our organization. So to start, I want to tell you some about myself. So like I said, my name is Allie. I'm going to be a senior at Indiana University this fall. I'm studying nonprofit management and leadership, and Dance Marathon really propelled me into this field and really being interested in studying this. So I got involved in Dance Marathon after my brother Jack, here on the right, passed away from lymphoma in 2016. And this really got me involved in Dance Marathon in high school and then continuing in college. So here's a picture of me releasing a wagon in my brother's memory at our hospital that we fundraised for, Riley Hospital for Children. So that is how I got here. And then collectively, how we all got here. First of all, congratulations on your positions. What we all do is so important, and I'm so excited to get to collaborate on all of this with you guys. And secondly, how we all got here, a lot of us were transitioned into our roles in a time of crisis management when we were doing a lot of directive leadership and focusing on what ifs and plan B and C and all of those worst case scenarios. And what we're experiencing now, I hope, is we're all seeing that we're entering a more normal Dance Marathon year, and we're focusing on other things and really getting to focus on those around us again and how we're going to be collaborative teams now. So I want to start talking to you today about some key leadership styles in Dance Marathon. So the first one you've probably heard of before is servant leadership. So this is really how you are serving those that you lead instead of the other way around. As a leader, you're supporting and fostering the growth of those that maybe are looking up to you, but you're there to support them. And this also is tied in with participative leadership. And in this thought process, we're thinking about how are we including those that we're leading into this process, which is another key part of empowering them to be leaders themselves. They want to be involved in the process. You are all working towards a common goal, which takes us into transformational leadership too. How are we working together towards this common goal? When you really combine these ideas of serving those that you lead and including those in the process, and especially in this Dance Marathon setting of why we do what we do, you're really hitting this level of transformation with each other, of working together to achieve this collective goal that we all are so passionate about. So these are really what people we're leading are looking for from us. What else they're looking for from us in terms of communication of these goals are three key ideas of approachability, vulnerability, and transparency. And these really all go hand in hand. So when we think about approachability, we're thinking about the comfort level that people we lead have to talk to us. They talk to us about the different facets of their job, what they're going through, their lives, why they want to be here, those sorts of things. And also what I think about as a key part of approachability is I think about going to our Dance Marathon, and I want to know those people in our organization outside of our leadership board, outside of our leadership team. I want to be a part of this family that Dance Marathons can be, and having this level of approachability really creates this top-down environment that we're all looking for. The next one's vulnerability. And I see this as, being honest with each other and peeling back what is holding us back. And to me, a lot of this vulnerability comes with sharing my brother's story with people and my brother's legacy. It doesn't have to be things like that, but connecting with people on this level is really what people look for from their leaders, which also ties in with transparency. People want to know what's going on. People want to know how we can do better. People want to know the state that we're in, because we all, like I said, in transformational leadership are working towards this common goal together. So when we talk about working towards those common goals, we need to work on some communication tools. One communication tool it's really important, more of an idea, is radical candor. And this is this idea that caring personally for people and caring personally for your cause can intersect with how you are challenging those around you and communicating with those around you. And when you excel at both of these things, you're reaching this quadrant called radical candor, where you care about everything. So you're going to have the hard conversations that you need to have, instead of falling in that ruinous empathy category, which a lot of us can fall into when we're noticing how much we care for other people, but we are not wanting to hurt their feelings by offering any sort of constructive feedback, which takes me into feedback and the idea that feedback needs to be frequent, formal, and informal. So this can look like, weekly asking your team, what sorts of things do they want to talk about this week? Where are they looking for collaboration? Where are they looking for support? What were their thoughts on our last thing that we worked on together? But also it can look like your one-on-ones with those that you lead and those that lead you, and talking about both ways, feedback about your communication styles and how things have been going. It's really important that feedback is a loop, and that those you're leading are giving you feedback and you're also giving them feedback as well. One thing that can really help in these hard conversations that fall into this radical candor and feedback category are understanding those that you lead, their languages of appreciation. You may be familiar with love languages, very similar idea that different people value different things, especially in the workplace or in team settings, when you really want to focus on appreciating each other. You could have things like people that value acts of service, people with words of affirmation. They really will value a recognition or a letter or something like that. Or you people at quality time. They want to spend time with you. They want to work with you face to face. They want to grab a coffee with you. Or tangible gifts, people that, maybe you see a dance marathon t-shirt that reminds you of them and you want to hand that off to them. Understanding what our people respond to really is the best way to meet them where they're at, and easier to have these conversations with radical candor and with giving feedback that sometimes can be challenging to give, but it's so important to give to them because we care about each other and what we're doing so much. And that's how we're all going to achieve our goals the best that we can. So another important part of communication and working together is delegation. So we're going to run through some assumptions and some of the reality behind these assumptions too when it comes to delegation. So a first common assumption is that you're not doing your job if you delegate. Well, in reality, you can't do everything all the time. It's part of your job to support other people and get them where they need to be. And their job is also to support you. And this also goes back to this idea of servant leadership, that you're all on one level working as a team. The next assumption is that I can always do it better and faster. While you may feel like this is sometimes true, it's worth the time to train others to excel, because this gives you more time to do other things. It doesn't make you a clog in a machine in the process. Other people are qualified to do this. And when you focus on this, this really helps your team grow as individuals and collectively. Next, we have, once I assign this task, it's off my plate. Now, this is not true, especially in the beginning, because following up is an essential part of delegating. Delegating requires intentional mentorship and frequent follow-up. It requires intentional support too, because this is how you're going to get them to excel and get other people to really focus on what we all can contribute. The next common assumption is that I can't delegate hard things. You can and you should delegate hard things, because this is how people learn, which really goes into the next one, that delegation does not only benefit you. Delegation benefits you and the delegatee. When you all are learning things together, they get to expand their skill set. You get to expand your time to support people in other ways. So really, delegation can be the key to effective communication and leadership development and empowerment for other people. Next, I want to talk to you about organizational culture. And when you have these environments where you're working together and there's effective delegation and communication, how we're all working to achieve a positive organizational climate. First thing in Dance Marathon, especially in IUDM, that I've noticed firsthand is our expectation of excellence. We are setting the expectation early and often that what we do is important, how we lead is important, and that every person is uniquely qualified for their job. We talk about how great things are not handed to you. We make great things happen, and we hold each other accountable for this. When we talk about Dance Marathon a lot, we focus a lot on our goals and everything, but really what makes Dance Marathon in my eyes so unique is that the friendships you're walking away with and the families that Dance Marathon are creating on your campus. So it's also really important to remember that you should be friends when all is said and done. And that's why it's important to strike the balance of different forms of leadership and radical candor, is because everyone cares so deeply. And when you care so deeply for each other and you have this expectation to be great for each other, you're creating this environment of mutual respect and accountability where people are doing their best for each other. And when we're a team, we're all in this together. And this really makes you just want to excel and develop those around you. Those people feel more confident in you, which especially is important in an organization that we have so much turnover in it. So I want to just end by talking about some of the key takeaways here. When you are navigating your high-level leadership effectively, you're really going to notice less burnout within your leadership team. You're going to notice more effective cause connection because you're all unified by your common goal. Increased internal stewardship. You are effectively communicating, effectively recognizing and appreciating each other, working together as a team. And you're also going to notice higher fundraising numbers when this comes into play. I believe that leadership is the most fundamental part of the Dance Marathon structure. Just because it's the most fundamental does not mean it needs to be groundbreaking. You're likely not going to have a groundbreaking idea to change how you're going to lead, but it's about these basics of your relationships with people. And that's the most fundamental part, is how are you connecting with people on all different levels? And that is what makes Dance Marathon. And that's what you're going to focus on as a leader while you're empowering others around you. And that's really why this is all so important, is because when we have annual turnover like this, it's really important that the people that are coming after us are set up for success, that they are feeling inspired and motivated, and they know how to organize and manage and all of that, so that they can continue on for years and years to come as Dance Marathons continue throughout all of our missions. So that's everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this. Here's my email and my phone number if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching today.